Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste and good morning. Namaste. So I propose we start each session by chanting Om for just a minute or so. And let's do it in a rolling fashion. Don't follow me. You begin and end the Om at your own pace. So there's a rolling Om going on in the hall. Just for a minute. Very good. Spiritual life can be thought of as a journey, but it's worth thinking about what kind of journey are we talking about. One can go from one place to another. We have all come here from different parts of the world. So it's a journey, definitely. And if we do a journey from one place to another with a spiritual goal, you call it a pilgrimage. So that's going from one place to another. Sometimes spiritual life is thought of as a journey from one place to another. Here is the world, imperfect, problematic, and there is a perfect place, a heaven. Every civilization has a heaven concept. It's interesting that the Buddhists, who don't even believe in God, but still they have the Buddha lands, various conceptions of perfect Buddha heavens. So a heaven concept where a place is perfect. You go from here to there. But Vedanta is not a journey from one place to another place. When we speak about Brahman, the absolute reality, ultimate reality, it's everywhere. So you don't have to go anywhere to get it. Yes, if you go to heaven, you'll still find Brahman, but it's right here. So it's not a journey from one place to another place. Where would you find enlightenment, our real nature, Brahman? Do you have to go to Benares? It's a good place, you should visit. Or Jerusalem, or Mecca, or some holy place, or to Rome. You can, and there are worthwhile journeys, but that's not the journey we are talking about. It's not even a journey in time. Sometimes spirituality is shown as a journey in time. This is an imperfect time, and a perfect time will come, maybe when the Messiah comes after that. So there's a spirituality which is not here, but it's there. You have to go there. There's a spirituality which is not now, but it's then. You have to wait till then, after something. A big billboard I saw in America, it says, after death, you will see God. Little ominous. After death, you will see God. And of course, below that there's a number 1800. Call this number with a few dollars you have to give, and then you get some information about God. But it's a post-mortem God, after death. It's a journey in time, according to them. But Vedanta cannot be a journey in time, because what we are talking about is not only then, but it's now. It always is. Brahman always is. Our real nature always is. So it's available to us not only here, but now. So it's not a journey in time. You don't have to wait. And Vedanta also does not speak about a journey from yourself to something else. Usually in theistic religions, God is portrayed as an other, a divine other. But it's not even that. In Vedanta, it's ourselves. You are that, Tattvamasi. So it's within ourselves. It's our real nature. So it's not a journey in time. It's not a journey from one place to another, not a journey in space. It's not a journey from ourselves to something else either. Vedanta says Brahman, the ultimate reality, is everywhere, therefore here, all the time, therefore now, and it is you. It's available wherever you are, whatever you are, it's available to us. So what kind of a journey is Vedanta? Spiritual journey. What kind of a spiritual journey? If it's not a journey in space, if it's not a journey in time, if it's not a journey from ourselves to an other, it's a journey from ignorance to knowledge, from not knowing to knowing, from not realizing to realizing, from not seeing to seeing. Enlighten has these two aspects. One, the word light. This is light. Anything that illumines something which was hidden is light. So Vedanta is a light in that sense. It illumines our real nature, which is as yet hidden. We don't know it yet. We don't realize it yet. And that's revealed by Vedanta. So it's enlightening in that sense. But light has another meaning also. Light, not heavy. Light. So this knowledge makes us light. It relieves us of the burden of samsara of the world. It gives us freedom. Enlightenment in both these senses. And it's a good fit for what we will do in the morning sessions and in the afternoon session. In the morning session, enlighten in the sense of seeing for the first time who or what we are, in the sense of insight, knowledge, realization. And in the afternoon session, enlightenment in the sense of freeing us from the burden of samsara. Same knowledge will free us from the burden of samsara. If you don't have to go anywhere for it, if you don't have to wait for it, if it is you yourself, then this path is direct. It is effortless. How much effort does it take to be yourself? If you have to change, it takes effort. But just to be yourself, it doesn't take any effort. So it's effortless. And indeed, that which is effortless must be instantaneous also. Because if it's right here, right now, it must be instantaneous. Effortless, instantaneous, direct, readily available. We feel, I want some of that. That's really great. The fine print is there. It really cannot shortcut anything, but we'll see. The one we'll do now in the morning is direct, effortless. The one we will do in the afternoon, all the effort and hard work is there. Both are necessary. All right. So, because it's a journey from ignorance to knowledge, because it's a path of knowledge, of realizing, that's why the text is important. The text conveys knowledge. There are two kinds of religious or spiritual texts. One kind conveys an insight. It doesn't ask us to do anything. The other kind is do's and don'ts. So in the Vedas, the sources of Vedanta, the Vedas, there are two kinds of texts. There is the ritualistic part of the Vedas, where all kinds of observances. There were the fire rituals, in Sanskrit, yajna, which means a fire ritual. Performances, rituals, to be done. Life, what is good and bad, do this, don't do that. That's the action kind of teaching. But there's another kind of teaching which doesn't tell us to do anything. It tells us something about reality. Especially tells us something about our reality, who or what we are. And Vedanta is that second kind of teaching. There are do's and don'ts, but they all build up to. They're not commandments in the sense that live your life in this way and don't live in that way. But we might ask why. Because they will all build up to that insight, to show us something which we are. So right now the teaching we are going to take a look at is that second kind of teaching, which gives us an insight into who or what we are. As I said yesterday, you can look at the entire ocean of Vedantic texts and pick, like the ocean you drink from anywhere, it's salty. Vedantic texts from anywhere you drink, you take it, it will tell you the same thing, the same teaching. That who are we, what is all this, and how to live it, how to manifest it. But the text which I have chosen is one from the central texts of Vedanta. The central texts of Vedanta, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Brahma Sutras. So, Upanishads are the source of Vedanta. In fact, one definition of Vedanta, the textual definition of Vedanta is Upanishad. Upanishads are a set of texts which you find in the Vedas. So they are at the source of the philosophical source of Hinduism, are the Upanishads. And based on that, there is a text which is much more well known. In fact, one text which is associated with Vedanta, with Hinduism, is the Bhagavad Gita, where Sri Krishna, who is the teacher, we regard Sri Krishna as an incarnation of God, and Sri Krishna teaches his student, Arjuna, who is a warrior, and is being taught Vedanta. So the Bhagavad Gita is easily the most popular text associated with Hinduism. From the Bhagavad Gita, which has 18 chapters and 700 verses, we selected a few verses from the 13th chapter. So, just a few verses, and you have a handout. 2 pages. Yes, one on this side, one on the other side. Yeah. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 verses with the English transliteration and translation. Verses 2 and 3. So there's a little mystery about this 2 and 3. You might wonder, what was the first verse then? Yes. The first verse is a set of 6 questions that Arjuna asks Krishna. And the rest of the chapter is an answer to those 6 questions. Now the peculiar thing about this 13th chapter is there's a dispute regarding the number of verses. In some books, some Bhagavad Gita, you will find that the first verse is not there. Chapter 13 in that book will start with this verse. So what is number 2 here is actually number 1 in those editions of the Bhagavad Gita. Straight away Sri Krishna starts teaching. But someone at some point might have thought this is not logical. There must have been questions at the beginning. And someone might have introduced those questions. So that sometimes constitutes the first verse. That Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetragyameva Cha Etad Veditum Ichchami Jnanam Geyam Cha Keshava. O Krishna, Arjuna asks. By the way, I will use Sanskrit. There is Sanskrit here. Don't worry about it. Everything is translated. Everything is translated. You won't lose anything even if you don't know Sanskrit. But sometimes nice to hear the sound of the ancient language. That's why I use it. And also, it's easier for me to teach if I have got it in mind, the original words. 6 questions Arjuna asks. Prakriti and Purusha. What is nature and what is consciousness? Nature and spirit, O Krishna. Basically, nature means all of this, including our bodies. It's all nature. Prakriti, nature, Mother Nature, it's all this. And who are we? We are sentient beings, conscious beings. So this is the question of Arjuna. What is the nature of nature? What is all this? And what are we? Most fundamental questions. And the same thing he asks in another way, using more technical terms. What is the field and what is the field knower? Field means all this. The whole universe is the field. And field knower, you, I, the sentient being who's experiencing all this. You can see it's the same question. Prakriti and Purusha, nature and spirit, field and field knower. Instead of spirit, he uses the word field knower. Instead of nature, universe, he uses the word field. Field and field knower. And then he goes on further to ask, what is knowledge and what is to be known? What exactly constitutes knowledge? And what do we have to know? Jnanam Geyam. 6 questions. So 6 questions, and the 13th chapter is an answer to that. And now, Krishna starts with the answer. Every day when we start, we will chant the verses. The morning we'll chant verses 2 and 3, and afternoon we'll chant these verses from 8 to 12. So those who like, you can repeat after me if you like. And I'll also read out the English translation. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Idam Shariram Kaunteya, Idam Shariram Kaunteya, Kshetram Ityabhidhiyate, Kshetram Ityabhidhiyate, Etadyo Vettitam Praho, Etadyo Vettitam Praho, Kshetragya iti tadvidah, Kshetragya iti tadvidah. The Supreme Divine Lord said, O Arjuna, this body is termed as Kshetra, the field of activities. And the one who knows this body is called Kshetragya, the knower of the field, by the sages who discern the truth about both. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi, Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi, Sarva kshetreshu bharata, Sarva kshetreshu bharata, Kshetra kshetra jnayor jnanam, Kshetra kshetra jnayor jnanam, Yattaj jnanam matam mama, Yattaj jnanam matam mama. O scion of Bharata, I am also the knower of all these individual fields of activity, the understanding of the body as the field of activities, and the soul and God are as the knowers of the field. This I hold to be the true knowledge. All right. In these two verses, basically the central insights of Vedanta are packed into these two verses. Very nice, very important two verses. And what we will do in the morning session and in the two sessions in the morning, we will do is explore this. We will do it 3 times. Today, tomorrow, and day after. Each time we will take a new approach to it, understanding it deeply and more powerfully. These are different techniques in Vedanta just to unpack these verses. What has been said here in these two verses? Remember the thing I quoted yesterday from Nisargadatta. Knowledge shows me I am nothing. Love shows me I am everything. Vedanta is to establish this one non-dual reality. There is one existence, consciousness, bliss, which is appearing as the many. We only see the many right now, and that's our problem. We don't see the underlying oneness, the underlying non-duality. Vedanta wants to show us that. The way it does is, first step in Vedanta, asking the question, who am I or what am I? Often we use who am I, but it leads to a confusion in our modern period, because who am I is a big question for us. I'm out to discover who am I. Why did you drop out of college? Young people go, I'm out to discover who am I. And basically the answer is, maybe I'm a guitarist, or I am a, what kind of person am I? None of this is meant here. None of this is meant. Not what my profession should be, not even what kind of person am I, not what my talents are. No. Those are all good questions. But between you and your parents or your counselors or whoever it is. But Vedanta is more interested in what are we exactly? What kind of entity are we? What's our reality? At the most fundamental level. That's the question. And remember, the promise is if we discover that, it will solve our problems at a very deep level, at the philosophical, existential level. The payoff is very great. Vedanta says, what's the goal, the aim of all this, the project? Atyantika dukkha nivritti paramananda prapti in Sanskrit. A complete cessation of sorrow and the attainment of deep, lasting fulfillment. Peace and fulfillment. That's the goal. Biggest goal. There can't be any higher goal than that. How do I overcome sorrow, suffering, limitation, unhappiness? And how do I attain lasting peace? And the answer is remarkable. You have to know who or what you are. That means the answer to these questions is already there with us. Because I am here. And my problem is not because I'm unhappy, not because I'm not rich, not because I'm not healthy, not because I'm not young, not because I'm not famous. We think these are the causes of my unhappiness. And somehow if I can become rich enough or healthy enough or have lots of Facebook friends, then I'll be happy. But obviously that won't work. Look around. See the richest people, the most famous people, more unhappy. So that doesn't work. What works is, according to Vedanta, it will, if we know who or what we truly are, it will solve our problems. So biggest payoff, the biggest payoff comes from self-knowledge, knowledge of who or what we are. So the first step in Vedanta is to correct our error. Because when I say who am I or what am I, we immediately say, I know that. Big deal. That's what you want to tell me? I know that. It's on my biodata, it's on my passport, it's on my, about me, Facebook, my website. That's your story. That's who we think we are. The story of this personality. Now, that Vedanta says you are not that. So what are we not and what am I? That's the first part of the Vedantic inquiry. And the second part, what am I actually? What am I not? Discovering what I am, and that I am is everything. That is the second part. It's the unity, the oneness of the universe, which will be shown to us. That is the second part. So that's what's there in these two verses. If you look at these two verses, again, match it with Nisargadatta, that knowledge shows me I am nothing, in the sense I am not the body, not the mind, what I thought I was. And love shows me I am everything, I'm one with the universe. In these two verses, what has been said? Krishna says to Arjuna, he says, these bodies are called the field. And the one who experiences this body, knows this body, experiences this body, feels this body from within. That one is called the knower of the field. Seems very simple. This body? Yes, okay. Call this the field. And you, the one who's experiencing this body from yourself, within yourself, I am this, here I am. That one is called the knower of the field. That seems to be very simple. But the consequences are immense. Vedanta begins here. What he means by that is, if I am the knower of the field and the body is the field, the knower and the known, the subject and the object, the seer and the seen, they cannot be the same thing. See, always the subject is different from the object. The knower is different from the known. This bouquet of flowers, a vase, it is the known. I can see it, I can touch it, I can smell it. So it is known. And it is different from me, the knower. The known is always different. In grammar also, subject and object are different. You can't have the same thing. In philosophy also, self-reflexivity is not allowed. Subject and object are different. Consciousness and its objects are different. They're different from each other. They're distinct. You say, okay, I get it. What's the point? The point is, here is the most amazing thing. When we look at the bodies, generally we refer to the body as I, me, myself. This is I. If we ask you to point out, who are you? You will say, tell your name and your background, your qualifications, nationality, gender, whatever it is. But if you point yourself out, show me yourself, we'll always say this. I am here. So we take the body to be ourselves. Most obvious, nobody questions it. And Krishna starts by questioning that. He points out, you cannot be the body. Why? Because you experience the body. What? Of course I experience the body. Big deal. So, because you experience the body must be an object of your experience. It's a thing which we experience. It's a form which we see. It's a sound. When you close your eyes and listen, maybe you can hear your tummy rumbling or even your heartbeat. Sound which we hear. It's a touch. It's a smell. This body is something known by the senses, something understood and remembered by the mind. It's an object. So, but all these are objects, and none of them I say, I am that. I am this one. Even for the clothes which I am wearing, I don't say, I am this shirt. I am this cloth. We don't say that. It's ridiculous. And the reason why we do not say that is, these are things. These are objects. I'm not a thing. I'm not an object. I am the subject. I am the knower. I am the experiencer. I am the seer. I am conscious of. What am I conscious of? Objects. I am that which is conscious. I am not that which I am conscious of. Therefore, I am not an object. And Krishna says, all these objects, this entire material universe, it's the field. But specifically he says, this body is the field. Why is the body the field? Because you start with the body, about things in the world and other bodies also. I don't think I am those. I don't feel that. I feel they are different from me. Even the clothes are different from me. Even the glasses, if I wear, it's different from me. But with the skin, a confusion starts. I know it's an object. I know it is something. And yet also I say, I am it. Do we see? We must appreciate the problem first. It's a very basic, fundamental problem. We automatically feel we are the body. And yet we now understand, we know, yes, it is also an object. And Krishna is very categorical here. If it's an object, it can't be you. If you are the experiencer of the object, then you cannot be the object. The object is the field. This is the field, and you are the knower of the field. The knower of the field and the object cannot be the same thing. Whatever is known is an object, and the knower is the field knower. Whatever is known is the object, the field, and the knower is the field knower. In Sanskrit, kshetra means field. Kshetrajya means field knower. And Krishna says, make this distinction very clear in your mind. And we will see as we investigate it. This is the crucial distinction, and we will investigate it today, tomorrow, day after, each with a more powerful technique. This is answering who am I or what am I. How is it answering it? Because we thought we knew who am I. Body, mind. This is who I am. And Krishna is showing us, no, even bodies and minds are objects. They are part of the field. You are not the field. You are the knower of the field, experiencer of the field. You are that which experiences. What experiences? Consciousness itself. So you are consciousness itself, light, awareness itself. And then the question will arise, all right, so I am not the body, I am not even the mind, because these are experienced. I am awareness, I am consciousness. Now the question arises, in all these bodies, in this body I am a consciousness, I am awareness. But in all these bodies, then there is a separate consciousness, separate awareness. Bodies are many, I can see. Our minds are also many. We are all different people. But the consciousness which is experiencing this body-mind, the consciousness which is experiencing that body-mind, are they different consciousnesses or one consciousness? And what about God? Religion, spirituality, you didn't mention God at all. So two questions will arise. In this scheme of field and field knower, how many fields are many, we can see. How many field knowers are there? How many consciousnesses? How many selves? How many I's? I. For me, you. But for each of us, there's only one I, and everybody else is a you. So how many selves? How many of us are here? Bodies, many, we can count. Minds, personalities, many, we can experience. But the self beyond the body-mind, knower of the field, how many? And second, question about God. In religion, question about God. Where is God in all of this? And in the second verse, or the third verse in this list, Krishna answers that, both of these questions, in half a verse, in a half sentence actually. He says in Sanskrit, Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. He says, in all these fields, in all these body-mind complexes, in all these millions and billions of people and other sentient beings, there is only one consciousness. There is only one light, one awareness. And I am that. He says, oh Arjuna, I means Krishna. I am that one consciousness in all beings. Remember, in the Gita, Krishna is an incarnation of God. So both questions have been answered here. How many are here? How many consciousnesses? One consciousness. I think it was Schrödinger who said, consciousness is that singular which has no plural. These early quantum theorists, they are very interested in Vedanta, very interested. Schrödinger, Heisenberg. I was reading a very evocative, touching and scary description from Schrödinger's life, the quantum theorist Schrödinger. After the First World War, he goes back to, am I thinking of Schrödinger or von Heisenberg? He was in the army. First World War, Austro-Hungarian Empire. He goes back to Austria, Vienna, and at that time the Austro-Hungarian Empire had just collapsed, and there was a lot of struggles, hungers, and even in the capital city in Vienna. So Schrödinger says that it could be von Heisenberg. I'm making a mistake, but they were almost close. Heisenberg was younger, and Schrödinger was older. I think it's Schrödinger. So Schrödinger says there was hunger, there were food riots. And once he said, at that time he's reading Vedanta. And I've never seen such a scary description of Vedanta, evocative, powerful description. He says, I saw a policeman come on a horseback and supervising the distribution of food and the hungry people. And a crowd of women descended on the policeman, pulled him down from the horse and beat him up, and then killed the horse and chopped the horse into pieces to take away the flesh back home to feed their children. And he says he stood there stunned to see the death of the great beast and the bleeding heart of the horse being pulled out in that big heart, and the women hands covered with blood and shouting and screaming. He felt one consciousness everywhere. In the dying beast, in the desperate women, in the bloodied heart of that beast being pulled out. He's standing there, stunned, shocked, scared. He says it is one being. In the dead, in the living, in the consumer, in the consumed, eater and the eaten. These are actually verses from the Upanishads. But in such a graphic form, I'd never read it. But he felt, normally when we feel spirituality, religion, all very nice when things are fine. When things are horrible, our usual question is, where is God here? Where is your spirituality? Where is Vedanta or Buddhism? Where is it? No, right there. Right there. Look at it. Don't shut your eyes to it. If it is true, if it is everywhere, it must be there also. If it is all the time, it must be in the worst of times also. If you can find it in the worst of time, in the worst of places, you can find it everywhere. I think that's one of the reasons why the Gita was taught in the battlefield, the worst place, the worst activity, human activity of killing. If one can still retain spirituality in the midst of that, then one can have it everywhere. You'll find, when things are good, you'll find it easily there. I remember when COVID started in New York, it was one of the worst hit cities of the world. At that time, somebody asked me, I was giving a talk, somebody asked me, at this time also we have to think about Vedanta. And I said, if Vedanta is not useful to us at this time, then it is not worth it. Vedanta is meant for this time, in the time of crisis. Otherwise, we think when everything is fine, I'll go once in a week and listen to a nice philosophical talk. No, it should be available to us. Vivekananda says that spirituality or religion or philosophy which promises heaven after death but cannot wipe the tears of the widow or lift a piece of bread to the hungry man's mouth, I do not care for such a philosophy or spirituality. So Vedanta must be applicable, useful to us right now. One consciousness. Krishna says, I am the one knower of the field in all fields. Fields are many. Bodies are many. Persons are many. Minds are many. Beyond body and mind is one consciousness. And then Krishna identifies the God of Vedanta. What is the definition of God? What exactly is God? It is this one consciousness in the universe. It exists beyond the universe also, but in and through the universe. That Just as we, right now in our state, we think of ourselves as this body, there is a being, a consciousness, which thinks of the universe as its body. I am all this. And we are all one in that one consciousness. So Krishna identifies God and the knower of the field, one knower of the field in all, if you truly know it. Right now we feel many fields and many knowers of the field. Krishna says there is one, which means, and a corollary, some implication we can draw from this, is that if we are all one consciousness, in that sense we all must be one being. And this is also the basis of ethics, of right and wrong, good and bad. Why must I be unselfish? Why must I be kind? Why must I be, I must not hurt others? Why not? Why must I be non-violent? Why? Why not be greedy? Why not be violent? Why not be possessive? Everything for I, me, myself. Because the answer is, there's only one I in all beings. We don't see that. So, when I say everything is for I, me, myself, we have a wrong idea of the I, a very limited, very imperfect, troubled, disturbed idea of who I am. It's only this being. And therefore, I want to grab everything for myself. The more I begin to realize I am in the life of all beings, then ethics will come directly. Love will come directly from that. Oneness, just as I take care of this body, this person as I have to take care of myself. Then myself will become all. And from that ethics comes. The golden rule of ethics, of good and bad, the golden rule of ethics in all religions is one common idea, is that to treat others as you would have them treat you. It's found in all religions. In different ways it's found. In the United Nations, if you go in New York headquarters, on the third floor there's a big rock inscription. The golden rule of all religions is to treat others as you would have them treat. As you want to be treated by others, you should treat others also in the same way. Because we generally apply a different standard to myself and to others. So, same standard. Now, this golden rule, Vedanta gives you the answer why. Because one can question the golden rule. Why should I treat others as I treat myself? Because myself, I am me. I am myself. And others are others. So why should I treat them like myself? And the answer in Vedanta you now find. Do you see the logic, this logic here? The logic here is the others are not others. And myself is not myself, this one. Myself and others are one self. Vedanta will show us that. And that's why logic makes sense. That's why ethics makes sense. That's why this is the logic beneath, underlying the golden rule of all religions. That's just an implication, just by the way. So, Krishna answers both questions in that one half a sentence. He says, in all beings, that consciousness which is there, which is the knower of the field, it's one knower of the field. It's not different. The difference is caused by bodies. The difference is caused by minds, personalities. But if we truly know who or what we are, we would find I am one in all beings. And the universe is also one with us. This a little bit of Vedanta you have to see. In Vedanta, this universe, just like all religions which are theistic, they say God created the universe. In Vedanta, God projected the universe out of himself, herself, itself. In Vedanta, it could be. Take your pick. Gender is not important. So, that reality, it projected the universe out of itself. What is this universe? It is nothing other than divine. So, in that case, if we are that one consciousness, you are one with God there and the universe is also one with you. And non-duality is established. This is just sort of the outline. We will see this in 3 different ways, today, tomorrow and day after, as we go deeper. Basic idea, I've given this. This is the basic idea. Now let's go deeper today. The first approach which we'll take up today, second approach tomorrow, and third approach day after tomorrow. To see what? Who am I or what am I? That I am this consciousness. I am the knower of the field. The first approach is called Drig Drishya Viveka in Sanskrit, the discernment of the seer and the seen. You can see a theme here. Field and field knower, subject and object, consciousness and matter, seer and the seen. This path, we will take it up now. Before I jump into it, there are 3 stages to this practice. You remember, yesterday I said hearing, reflecting, meditating. Let me make it even simpler. Hearing, reflecting, meditating. 3 questions we must answer. What did he say, or what did the text say? That's hearing. If I can answer that, I have heard. If I cannot answer that, I have to go back to hearing again. I shouldn't go back to meditating. I shouldn't go back to argument. I first have to go back to the teaching. Without listening, what will I argue about? Without downloading that information, what will I meditate about? So if the first answer is, what did he say, or what did the text say? That's one. I should be able to answer that. Number 2 is, do I get it? Because I may hear it. I may know what the text said, but maybe I don't understand it. So do I get it? If I don't get it, if I get it, if it's clear to me, done. Second stage is completed. If I don't get it, then hearing again won't work. I have to think about it. What is it that I don't get? I have to argue about it. I have to question the teacher. I have to talk to other students until I get it. Study myself until I get it. So second stage is completed when I say I get it. Third stage, I've heard it, I understand it. Is it a fact? Is it real? Because sometimes something I may get it, but it's still theoretical for me. I say, sometimes people complain, yeah, I get it intellectually. But is it a living fact for me? Because Vedanta claims it's a living fact already. You are that already. So it's a living fact for me. Do I really understand what is it to be I am consciousness, I am awareness? Or do I still feel the living fact is that I am this body, I am this person? That answer, that will become clear through meditation, which converts my understanding into a living reality. The third question is it real? And one technique of keeping it real, Americans have a phrase, keep it real. One technique of keeping it real is to see, is to observe, is to stick to reality. I give this example. A monk told us once, simple idea, but very useful in Vedanta. Vedanta is very simple, but it's also very powerful, and it's also subtle. In Vedanta, you have to move very slowly. Don't jump too fast. Move very slowly. Each step must be clear to us. Each step must be, what did he say, or what did the text say? Do I get it? And third, is it a fact? So, the way to keep it real, this monk told us, that suppose you ask a child, what's a nose? What's a nose? The child will never say it is the organ of respiratory and olfactory sense organ unless it's memorized its homework. The child, she or he will never say that. What will the child point out? This. Nose, this. This is a nose. This is called keeping it real. So when in Vedanta, at every stage, because the question is about ourselves, we are real, I'm here. When the question is about ourselves, just point to what is being taught. Just point to what is being taught. We talk about the body is the field. Don't think the body is the field. No, body. Just like nose, point to it, the body. This is the field. Okay. If you say breath, if Vedanta talks about breath, don't think about, the prana, the force which keeps all bodies living, no. This is the breath. Point it out to yourself. When it talks about the mind, because at that time I can't help you anymore. Body I can point out. Breath I can point out. Mind, we must look inside for it. We all have minds. We're thinking all the time. The chattering is going on inside all the time. Memories, desires, questions. When it comes up, that is the mind. Intellect, the power of understanding, knowing. I see. That is the intellect. Point it out to yourself. So in this way, if you keep it real, when it comes to the field knower, when it comes to pure consciousness, at that point, it will be much easier to grasp what is being said. Otherwise, what will happen is, at one point it will become theoretical. And then we will complain. At one point it will become theoretical. And then we will complain, I understood you intellectually, but it isn't real to me yet. Because at some point you let it stop being real. At some point we went back into our heads, thinking about it. That's all right if something is distant, something is very small like atoms or superstrings, if something is very distant like a black hole or a galaxy, that's all right, you have to be in your head, you have to think about it. But what is being pointed out is not distant, it's right here, it's you. So, keep it real, knows. It's very helpful to come to as close as possible to enlightenment. Some people might become enlightened, who knows? Or some, at least we come very close to it. At least we understand what's going on then. All right. With that, let's jump into the method. Which method? Method of seer and seen. Seer and seen. I will use a verse from the meditation we'll do in the second session. I'll use a verse from a text called The Method of Seer and Seen. That's the name of the text, Drigdrishya Viveka, Discernment of the Seer and the Seen. It's a very small text, written about 600, 700 years ago. The first verse is the most important verse of the whole text. I'll recite the verse and give you a translation, then we will explore it. Rupam drishyam lochanam drik tadrishyam driktu manasam drishyadhivrittaya sakshi drigeva natu drishyate. First translation, then we'll explore. Forms are seen, the eyes are the seer. Eyes are seen, the mind is the seer. Mind is seen, witness consciousness is the seer. The witness consciousness is never seen. Just makes 4 statements. Forms are seen, eyes are the seer. Eyes are seen, mind is the seer. Mind is seen, witness consciousness is the seer. Witness consciousness is never seen. Okay. We will use this principle that the seer and the seen are distinct, separate. Notice, eyes are seeing, the flowers are seen. Flowers and the eyes are distinct, they're separate. In fact, the eyes can see whatever is separate from the eyes. The eyes cannot see themselves. You can look in the mirror and see your eyes. You can take a selfie and see your eyes. But the eyes cannot directly, the way they see this, they cannot directly see themselves. Yeah. So whatever the eyes see is distinct from the eyes. Using this principle, and this is of course acknowledged in philosophy, in grammar, in epistemology, subject and object must be different. Consciousness and its objects must be different in that sense. So we start that way. Seer and seen are different. Eyes, the first part says, eyes are the seer and the forms are seen. Form means like color. This is form. Literally the word, Sanskrit word rupa means color, but it's expanded to mean form. Whatever the eyes can see is a form. All of these are forms. The eyes see forms. And the forms must be distinct, separate from the eyes. Otherwise the eyes cannot see them. That's number one. One more thing we notice. Forms are many. Colors are many. Shapes are many. Forms are many. Same pair of eyes sees all of them. The seer is one. The seen are many. Are you with me? Very simple. And the third thing that we notice is the seen keeps changing. The forms and colors and shapes keeps changing. As we go through our day, our eyes see so many different things. They're not only different, they're continuously changing. The eyes are not changing, however. The seer is not changing, the seen are changing. So let me sum up. 3 points I'm making. Keep this in mind. The eyes and whatever the eyes are seeing. Keep it real. Actually, don't think about it theoretically. Actually, look at it in the world. The eyes and the colors are different. The seer and seen are different. That's point number 1. Number 2, the eyes being the same, the seen are many, many, many. The seer is one, the seen are many. Number 3, the seer remains constant, more or less. You might say Technically, if you want to argue, the eyes are moving and the eyes keep changing. Yes, over time. But right now, in comparison to this world, the seen are changing, the seer is unchanging. Seer and seen are different. The seer is one, the seen are many. The seer is unchanging and the seen are changing. You with me? And you extend it further. Instead of eyes, use ears. Ears are the seer or hearer. And the sounds, music, noise, birds. Keep it real. Huh? Listen. They are different from the ears. Ears being the same, the sounds are many. And the ears remaining the unchanging, the sounds are continuously changing. Instead of just the eyes, you can have eyes and ears and nose and skin and tongue. The principle is the same. The seer and the seen are different. Seer is one, seen is many. Seer is unchanging, seen are changing. Let's go deeper. Always remember, what did he say? Do I get it? Is it real? At this point, we should be able to say, yeah, yes to all three. Yes, I heard what you said. Yes, it's I get it. It's very simple. You might be like, move on. And number three, it's real. It's a fact. Then let's move on. The second part of this verse. The eyes are the seen and the mind is the seer. Now we recede, we step back from the world, from sights, sounds, smell, taste, touch, push back. Come back to the senses. Now you notice the senses are also experienced. I open my eyes, I can experience my eyes are open. I close my eyes. I just experienced my closed eyes. So the eyes now become the object. Who is the subject? Eyes are now the field. Who is the field knower? Eyes are now the the known. Who is the knower of that? The seen. And who is the seer? The mind is the seer. Mind is the seer. The mind is aware of the eyes. Mind knows eyes are open. Mind knows eyes are closed. The mind is the seer, not only for the eyes, also for the ears, for the nose, for the skin, for the tongue. All sense organs dump their information into the mind. Mind is the central processing. So mind is the seer and the eyes and other senses are the seen. Remember again, seer and seen are different. The mind is distinct from the eyes. Yes, fact. And the sense organs are many and the sense inputs are many. The mind is one. Mind is full of thoughts, many thoughts, but it's still mind. So the mind, the processing unit is one. The sources of information are many. And mind being constant, the senses are continuously changing. You say, Swami, mind is not constant. Yes, mind is transformed, thought into thought into thought, perception to perception to perception. Still mind. So now we have the mind becomes the seer and the senses are the seen. Are you with me? You might say, what about the world? The world is always the seen. Before that, the seer was the senses. Now the senses themselves have become part of the seen and the mind is the seer. You know what is going on here? What is the central question? Who am I? I always identify with the seer. I am seeing, I am hearing, I am knowing, I am aware. I am never on the other side. So it's important to find out who am I. We are using the seer to find out who am I. Earlier, senses are the seer. Now, mind is the seer. Again, seer is one, the seen are many. Seer is unchanging, the seen are changing. Seer and seen are distinct. Go deeper. Third part. And now this becomes interesting. Keep it real. These three questions, at least I've heard what you said. If that has also not been there, you're in trouble. If you have heard what has been said, second, I have understood what you're saying. Good, even better. Third, it's real for me. Excellent. If it's not real, you still have hope. You can try to get it real. If you've not understood, you still have hope. You can understand after some time. If you've not heard, Then it's a problem. You have to go back to the beginning again. All right. Third part. The mind itself becomes the seen, and the witness consciousness is the seer. First of all, let us see if the mind is the seen. Think a thought, ABCD. Right now, think ABCD or 1, 2, 3, 4. Or abracadabra, whatever it is. Think a thought. Or Om, even better. That's a thought right now in the mind. Am I aware of the thought? Are you aware of the thought? Are you experiencing the thought? Yes. In that case, you, the knower of the thought, the seer of the thought, you are the seer and the thought is the seen. ABCD is the seen and you are the seer. Right now, see if it's theoretical as a fact. It will be an absolutely clear fact. Think ABCD. It's just like mental talk, ABCD. And yes, I'm aware of it. The seer and the seen are different. You, the one which is aware of ABCD, you cannot be ABCD. You are that which is experiencing ABCD in the mind. And number 2, the seen are many, the seer is one. Indeed, so many thoughts come into the mind. ABCD, 1, 2, 3, 4, abracadabra, Om. So many thoughts are coming in the mind and going. So many thoughts. But the one which experiences that thoughts, the one which experienced ABCD is the same one which experienced 1, 2, 3, 4, is the same one who experienced abracadabra, is the same one who experienced Om. Seer is one, the seen are many. And the seen are continuously changing. The thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories, sensations, they're all changing, a stream. The seer is unchanging. Seer is unchanging. I admit I am the same one. So this seer of the thoughts must be distinct from the thoughts. Here itself you see the application of it. If you are separate from the thoughts, then you are not tied to the thoughts. You are not the thoughts. If you stay with it, you will get a great relief. Immediately you see, not enlightened in both these senses. I have understood something. Enlightened, light has come, I have understood. Oh, I am not the mind. Mind series of thoughts, seen. And enlightened, I feel lighter. Till now I was carrying the burden of the mind. Now I am lighter. Lighter how? Those thoughts are there. The mind is still there. Mind is doing exactly what it was doing. But I am the seer of the mind. I am not the mind. I haven't put the mind on my shoulder like a big burden and carrying it. I am free of the mind. I am free of the mind when? Not only when the mind is stopped in meditation, but also when the mind is functioning. Then also I am free of the mind. Just as in a movie screen, a movie is playing. But even when the movie is playing, the screen is free of the movie. If there is a fire in the movie, does the screen burn? No. If there is a flood in the movie, does the screen get wet? No. Because even when the movie is playing, the screen is completely free of the movie. Similarly, I, the screen of consciousness, am completely free of the mind. Even when the mind is operating. Not just when the mind has been shut down. Freedom from the burden of the mind does not mean being mindless. Freedom from the burden of the mind means you're enlightened, that you realize I am not the mind and therefore light. And you say, oh, good. Mind is there. Mind will keep doing what it does. Memory will function, intellect will function, even ego will function. But I am the witness of it all. I am the seer. Why? I'm not trying to be the seer. This is the beauty of Vedanta. It's pointing out you are the seer. You have no choice. You are the seer. The moment you say, I experience the mind, I experience my feelings, my thoughts, my memories. In that case, you are not your feelings or thoughts or memories. Somebody went to a monk and said, I have so many problems. And the monk shouted back, I'm not interested in your problems. So, oh, how cruel. No, I'm not interested in your problems. I'm interested in you. Which means you and your problems are not the same thing. Immediate freedom comes. I see. I tell this story so many times, but I love it. It's applicable here. How you apply this insight. That a man went to a monk in the Himalayas, and like you go to therapist here. And the same problem, whether it's monk in Himalaya or a therapist in Seville or Madrid, same problem. The problem is, I have so much suffering. I am miserable. And the monk said, do you experience your misery? Yes, I experience my misery. When you are the experiencer, the seer of your misery, the seer and seen are different. You and your misery are different because you experience it. If you are different, then you are not miserable. You are the knower, the seer, the witness of your misery. Then it's not your misery. It has come. It was not there earlier, it has come. One day it will go away. Not only one day. Every day it is going away. Every moment it is going away. Sometimes I remember it and I'm miserable. Sometimes I don't remember it. And then I'm not miserable. So I am free of my misery. Because you experience the misery, you are not miserable. Look at the amazing insight of Vedanta. Why do we say I'm miserable? Because I experience misery. Why do I say I'm depressed? Because I'm experiencing depression. And Vedanta says if you are experiencing depression, you cannot be depressed. Because you are the experiencer, you are a seer. The seer and the seen are different. You are experiencing a depression in the mind. You are the watcher of that, the experiencer of that, the illuminer of that, the light shining on that. The light is not depressed. Just because the eyes are seeing a yellow flower, do the eyes become yellow? No. No. You're entirely free. Next moment the eyes will see red flower. Then you see green leaf. Eyes do not become yellow, red or green. Absolutely not. Similarly, as the mind keeps changing, you are the illuminer of the mind. You are free of the mind. So this man who went and asked the monk, I am miserable. The monk said, you are not miserable. You are the knower, the seer of your misery and ever free of misery. When you're not miserable. So then this man went and thought that way. And if you think this way, you will feel a freedom. Light. Free. And the man came back and said to the monk, oh monk, you are right. I am not miserable. I am so peaceful now. And the monk said, no, you are not peaceful. You are the witness of the peace in the mind. That you have to be careful. The mind is very, very subtle. The moment the mind calms down, mind realizes this fellow is escaping. He says, I am not the misery of the mind. The mind calms down. Okay, I am very peaceful now. And we are very innocent. We say, so I am also very peaceful now. The monk pointed out, no, that's the peace of the mind. That's the misery of the mind. You are free of both. The moment you say, I am peaceful, when the mind is peaceful and I say, I am peaceful, I am trapped again. Because next moment the mind will again become misery. Mind will think, I've gotcha. Captured you. The next the mind will become miserable and we also feel miserable. No. You are free of the misery of the mind. You are free of the peace of the mind also. When you are free of the peace of the mind and the misery of the mind, then what are you? Are you peaceful or miserable? You are peace itself. That peace, Jesus says in the Bible, the peace that passeth understanding. Literally. Vedanta will interpret that literally. Understanding, mind. Peace that passeth understanding, the self, the witness self. The witness self transcends the mind. And the witness self, which you are, which we are, is the peace that passeth the mind. Peace that passeth understanding. You are peace itself. The peace which cannot be disturbed. The peace of the mind can be disturbed. Next moment, it's always threatened. Strait of Hormuz. It is always sometimes open, sometimes closed. So mind is like that. But you are the peace that can never be threatened. You are the witness of the peace of the mind. You are the witness of the absence of peace in the mind also. When the mind is disturbed, be happy. It is showing to you that you are not disturbed. Dhi vrittaya sakshi. Sanskrit is the movements of the mind, and you are the witness of these movements. Another point here. Don't try to be the witness. And people immediately fall into this trap. Because there are techniques of witnessing the mind. And Buddhist mindfulness techniques are there, yogic mindfulness techniques are there. They are very good. They are very good. Very useful exercises. But they're exercises. Like any exercise, it's a beginning and an end. It depends on effort. But the witness we are talking about here does not depend on effort. It's already a fact. In Sanskrit, there's a word siddha, established. It's already established. It doesn't have to be established. It doesn't depend on us. Thank God, we are very unreliable. It doesn't depend on us. It's already done. You're the already established witness, regardless of who or what you are. Suppose a person has no interest in Vedanta or spirituality. Is he or she the witness? Of course. Just doesn't know it. Just doesn't see it. In fact, one Vedanta teacher, I was reading about it, 1950s, a schizophrenic person was brought to him. A very disturbed mind, a storm in the mind. Luckily, at that point when he was brought to this teacher, this man was lucid for a while. And the teacher said to him, "You are the watcher of the storm, you are not the storm." And that's all. And afterwards, again, those schizophrenic episodes would come to this man. But he was much better. He had a much immediate relief was observed. He remains as the eye of calm in the middle of the eye of the storm. There's a moment of calm. The mind in storm is that schizophrenic episode. There are there are reasons in the brain, physical reasons for it, and psychological reasons for it. But you are neither physical nor psychological. The realm of the physical, the realm of the psychological is the field. You're the field knower. You're the light which illumines the psychological and the physical. You're neither physical nor psychological. All right? So I am the witness consciousness. The witness consciousness, remember, seer and seen are different. You, the witness consciousness, you are different from the mind. Seen. The mind is many thoughts, feelings, emotions. The witness consciousness is one. The mind is continuously changing. The witness consciousness is unchanging. That one transcendent witness consciousness, unchanging, I am. Don't try to be. You are already that. If you try to be, you're asking for trouble. Because then what will happen is, we will grasp hold of a peaceful state of the mind, and we call it, so this must be the witness. Then I must try to maintain that peaceful state of the mind. And then I'll complain to the Swami, sometimes it works, mostly it doesn't work. No. That peace which you are, the peace that passeth understanding, does not depend on the understanding. It's already there. The mind can only cover it up in ignorance or reveal it in knowledge. But what is covered up and what is revealed is always there. You are that. Supposing I don't understand all this, you're still that witness consciousness. You just don't see it. Suppose I understand it, I get it now, or I'm beginning to get it, that's great. Then you see it, but you are still that same witness consciousness. It doesn't depend on our effort. The understanding depends on our effort. But being the witness consciousness does not depend on effort. It's already a fact. You are that. You are the knower of the field, the witness consciousness. The word used here is sakshi, witness consciousness. The word used by Krishna is knower of the field, kshetrajna. And therefore, you are not the body. Why? The body is the witnessed, is the field. The body is the seen. You are the seer. We are not even the mind. The mind is the seen. I am the seer. Is the witnessed. I am the witness. Is the illumined. I am the illuminer. It is the field. I am the knower of the field. What is the definition of the field which Krishna said? Idam shariram kaunteya. This body is the field. That which is known. It could be a physical body. It could be a subtle body, the mind. The mind is also a body. Just as the physical body has parts, hands and legs and organs and tissues, the mind also has parts. There are complexes, there are thoughts, patterns, there are memories, there are desire patterns, and all of those are there. There are parts. There's also a body which we inhabit, which we illumine, but you are free of them regardless. I'm free of these clothes even when I'm wearing them. I can change them also. But I am not stuck to these clothes, nor are they stuck to me. Similarly, the mind is not stuck to you. In fact, at every moment it is showing us that I am not sticking to you. The mind is non-stick, it's flowing all the time. So, I am the witness consciousness. This is who I am. This is part one of the entire process. Part two, I have now separated myself from everything. You see, if I am not that which I am aware of, then everything I am separate from. I am aware of the world, so I am not the world. I am not the forms, sight, smell, taste, touch. I am not the thoughts, I am not the memories, I am not the desires, I am not even this personal identity. I am aware of all of them. They are separate from me. I am just bare light itself. One might ask the question, why did you say witness consciousness? Where did that come from? Notice two things. Whatever it is, I exist. Even if I am not the body, I still exist. I can directly feel I exist. I am not the body. Why? Because the body is the seen. I am the seer. Even if I am not the mind, I exist. Why am I not the mind? Because the mind is the seen. I am the seer. But even when I am not the body, not the mind, I don't disappear. Because I continue to exist. I am the seer of... Because I am seeing the body, experiencing the body, clearly I exist. Because I am seeing or experiencing the mind, clearly I exist. You had here a neighboring country in France, the great philosopher Descartes, cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. My own existence cannot be doubted. No, but you can doubt the existence of God. You can. You can be an atheist, agnostic. But try to doubt your own existence. You cannot. Even when I say I am not the body, I am sure I exist, though I am not the body. Even when I feel I am not the mind, I am the witness of the mind, still I exist. Now my question is, right now when I exist, before Vedanta, say exist, what are you made of? Oh, I'm made of flesh and bones and blood. But if I say I'm not the body, I can't say I'm made of flesh and bone. And what am I? I'm thoughts, emotions. But if I'm not the mind, then I'm not even thoughts, emotions, memories. What am I? Question is, what am I made of if I'm not the body? If I'm not the mind? One thing is sure, I exist. And I am aware. That also I'm sure. It's not an unaware existence. It's not a non-existent awareness. Existence and awareness are going together. This existence and awareness going together, there's a new word I'm seeing is being used for it. I like it very much. It's called presence. The word presence in English, it has the nuance of existence. It also has the nuance of awareness, being present. Presence, being, or witness consciousness. These are different words you can say. That's what I am. I'm made of existence, I'm made of awareness. If I'm body, I'm made of bones. There's an old American folk song, Them Bones. Have you heard? Anybody? Have you heard of it? Some of you? Very nice song. The skeleton, it's about the skeleton. How the skeleton is going through life. Right now, it's only the skeleton which is going through life. We've covered it with flesh and skin and all that and clothes, but basically them bones going through life. If I'm body, then I'm them bones. If I'm mind, then I'm them thoughts. But if I'm not the body, not the mind, what I am? What am I? Them consciousness. Them awareness, them light. Much better to be awareness, consciousness, light. Much better to be witness consciousness than them bones. Now the big question arises. Then, all right, so if I accept I am consciousness, big advantage, big freedom, enlightened, light, free, not heavy. But then question will now arise, now I look back upon what I have left behind. I have left behind the universe, field. I have left behind the body, it is field. I have left behind the mind, it is field. I am the field knower. But what is my relation with the field? What is the field to me? Is it something outside me? Consciousness and outside consciousness. Am I related to me? Is it part of it, part of me? Am I part of it? Or are we one and the same? These questions, whole of philosophy is meant to answer these questions. Idealism, realism, materialism, these are various answers. If I, the consciousness, I am born from the field, like a plant from the field, is materialism. All of what I just said, a straightforward materialist, reductionist, physicalist, these are various terms being used. A doctor, a materialist scientist will say, I have no objection to what you are saying. I just want to add one more thing. This witness consciousness you're talking about, this awareness, this sakshi, whatever you're talking about, knower of the field, is basically a byproduct of your brain activities. Ultimately, it's the body, it's the nervous system, it's the brain. You may think you are separate from the body, but you are being produced by the body. That's the materialist. What is my relationship with matter? I am consciousness. What's my relationship with matter? Is matter my mother? Does it give birth to me? Is it part of me? I and matter, we are part of the same system? Or are they entirely distinct and we are interacting? That we are interacting, there's no doubt about it. I am interacting with matter. So different philosophies answer in different ways. Materialism will say you are a product of matter. You are ultimately, one scientist put it, he had a bottle of Coke in front of him. He said, I'm sorry to say, but according to physicalism, mainstream modern science, we are the fizz in that Coke bottle. The bottle is fizzing. So the body and the brain and nervous system and the hormones and the chemicals in this body, they're fizzing. And that fizz is you. After some time, what happens to the fizz in the Coke bottle? Gone. Bottle will remain, Coke will remain, fizz is gone. Similarly, body will remain, matter will remain, you are gone. All your consciousness lights out. The moment death, physical body falls apart, the matter will remain. You are dead. That is physicalism. Sankhya philosophy, very ancient philosophy, says that there is matter, there is the field, and there is the field knower. There is matter and there is consciousness. You cannot deny. Consciousness is not produced by matter, matter is not produced by consciousness. They are two distinct realities and they interact. Very ancient philosophy, Sankhya, they call it Prakriti and Purusha, consciousness and nature. Consciousness is fundamental. It's not produced by the body. It acts through the body, interacts in the body. Body is produced by nature, Mother Nature. Modern panpsychist theories of consciousness, they also say this. Consciousness is a fundamental reality of this universe. It cannot be reduced to matter. Matter cannot be reduced to consciousness also. One theory. What does Advaita Vedanta say about it? The 6th verse, I think, in this book which I was quoting, Seer and Seen, 6th verse says, Srishtir nama brahma rupe satchidananda vastuni abdho fenadivat nama rupa prasarana. It says, in this ocean of consciousness which you are this consciousness, witness consciousness. The entire universe is like a network of names and forms appearing in you, the consciousness. Just like foam on the surface of the ocean. You are the ocean. The universe is the foam on your surface. Like that. The foam is nothing distinct from the ocean. It's appearing on the surface, it looks distinct, like a layer. I was just thinking, some of the latest thinking about the universe, they're saying it's quantum foam. Now, very interesting, the language. Of course, I'm not saying that the same thing, but the language is so similar. What Vedanta says is, the entire universe is also nothing but this existence consciousness which you are. You are this existence consciousness. And you are this, Krishna says, you are this one existence consciousness in all beings. And all these beings, the bodies, the minds, the physical universe, is like foam on the surface of this ocean of existence consciousness. The universe is names and forms appearing in consciousness. What appears in consciousness is not distinct from consciousness. The foam is not distinct from the ocean. The universe is you. The universe is you, appearing to yourself as your own object. The seer and the seen, now notice, it is the same thing. The seen is just like foam appearing in the ocean of the seer. At this point, follow this carefully, very subtle point, an amazing point. At this point, you must immediately object. Didn't you start the first thing you said, seer and seen are different? Now you're saying seer and seen the same? Notice, I said, Vedanta said, the seer is distinct from the seen. Consciousness is distinct from matter. The knower of the field is distinct from the field. But we never said that the seen is different from the seer. We never said that matter is different from consciousness. We never said that the field is different from the field knower. Let me repeat. Till now I have said, Vedanta has said, seer is distinct from the seen. But it did not say that the seen is distinct from the seer. So what does that mean? How is that possible? The flowers are distinct from the vase. But the vase is also distinct from the flowers. I can separate them. I can show you the flower vase separately. I can show you the flowers separately. What do you mean that the seen is not different from this seer? Think about the table and the wood. The wood is distinct from the table. Before it was a table, it was wood. Now it is a table. After the table is broken and sold for scrap, it will still be wood. The wood can exist without the table. The table cannot exist without the wood. The table is not distinct from the wood. It cannot exist separately. I can show you the flowers and the vase separately. Can I show you the table and the wood separately? I cannot. Because they are not two different things. They are one thing. And here, what is fundamental? The wood is fundamental. The table has come. It's a name and form imposed on the function, imposed on the wood. Similarly, waves and water, the foam and the ocean. The waves, the water can exist without the waves. It can be no waves, calm water. But the waves cannot exist without the water. The waves are the water. Similarly, Vedanta is claiming the seen, the field, the object is not different from the seer, the knower of the field, consciousness, you. You and the universe are not different. You are distinct from the universe, but the universe is not distinct from you. It's a great, great secret to understand. Therefore, this entire universe which appears to you, the witness consciousness, is not distinct from you, the witness consciousness. Yes, I still hold what the first thing we said. You, the witness consciousness, are distinct from it. Imagine our dreams, most powerful example, our dreams. Whatever we see in the dream, we are distinct from it. We are not involved there. We are projecting it. All the people, the activities, the places that we see in the dreams. We were there before the dream, we are there during the dream, we'll be there after the dream. But the dream, the contents of the dream are not distinct from us. The contents of the dream are not distinct from the dreamer. The places you see in the dream, can they exist if you don't see them? They don't. The moment you wake up, they are gone. The places you see in the dream, the people you met in the dream, the things, the events which happened in the dream, they depend entirely on you, the dreamer. They are not distinct. They are not separate. Like here in the waking state, I, this physical body, this person, and this hall, we are separate. Right now I am in the hall, but I can leave the hall will exist, I will exist separately. But not so in the dream. In a dream, if you're dreaming of a hall, the moment you wake up, the hall is gone. Similarly, the final conclusion about the universe in Vedanta is, this universe is an appearance in you. You are the dreamer, and the universe is the dream. You are distinct from the universe, but the universe is not distinct from you. And you are the one consciousness in all beings. This one see. That's what Krishna has said. These bodies, these minds, they are the field. The one who experiences them, sees them, is the seer of the field, is the field knower. And there is one seer of the field knower in all the fields. And these fields are also not distinct from that. Non-duality is established. Non-dual consciousness. So 2 stages. Stage 1, separate yourself from everything. Nisargadatta says, knowledge shows me I am nothing. What does that mean? Not that I am zero. Nothing means no thing. I am not a thing. And then a second step, when you realize all things are like foam in the ocean that I am, then all things are one with me. Love, that is love. Love shows me I am everything. Oneness is established. Vivekananda says, Vedanta teaches us these two things. One is the divinity within ourselves, and second, the oneness of all existence. The divinity within yourself is that witness consciousness, which you are. And the oneness of all existence is this entire universe is one with that witness consciousness. I can keep on repeating, I'm saying the same thing in 100 different ways. Yes. Let it sink in. And in the second session, we'll start where we stopped here. We'll go back to the witness consciousness and then do a meditation of the witness consciousness. Stay with it and try to experience what it's like. And questions and answers? Yeah. Good, I filled up time nicely. Second session in half an hour. You can take a break. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Very good. It gets easier now. The metaphysical heavy lifting has been done. This was our first approach to it. The second approach is tomorrow. The third approach is day after tomorrow. Okay, I'll be back like the Terminator.